On the surface, this sounds pretty strange. A blockade to counter a blockade. How does that work? Well, there are actually two different kinds of blockades, because what Iran has done is to constrict the Strait of Hormuz. That's the narrow waterway separating Iran from Oman, through which 1/5 of the world's energy passes. It's refusing to unrestrict that, if such a word exists. And in return, Donald Trump is saying, fine, well, if you won't loosen up on that, we're going to blockade Iran's ports. We're going to stop all shipping coming in and out of your ports. How will it do this? It's not going to take the risk of sending its warships up close to Iran's coast, because then they'll just get droned and attacked. What they'll most likely do is they will use satellite and commercial intelligence to find out which ships are coming out into the open Indian Ocean, the Gulf of Oman initially, and out into the Indian Ocean. They will interdict them, stop them, board them, and possibly impound them. Now, there's a number of problems with this. One is that Iran has said, well, hang on, this is an act of maritime piracy. If you do this, then we are going to hit all the Gulf ports, and we are not going to allow any traffic into the Gulf. That means that places like Jebel Ali in the Emirates, Mina Salman in Bahrain, Kuwait, Dammam, they're all at risk again of drone and missile strikes, which they thought they'd finished with a few weeks ago. There's also the bigger question here. Who is a big customer for Iran's oil? It's China. What if China starts escorting some of its ships? And I've been in that part of the world where I've seen a Chinese frigate escorting commercial ships. They've got a big base in Djibouti, not that far away. They could do that. And then you're into a whole different ballgame where you've got a standoff not between Iran and the US, but between the US and China. So look, whichever way this pans out, there are two big risks here. One is that it drives up oil and gas prices yet again. They're already high, and they have been for the last few weeks. They're not going to come down now. If anything, they're going to go further up. And secondly, there is the risk that the ceasefire will simply collapse and full-scale war will break out again between the US and Iran, with all that that means for places like Dubai, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, as well as Iran.